You need this back?
No, I'll grab it if I do. I mean, I might look at it from time to time. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5. And welcome, everybody, to Saline Post and the Sterling Invitational Tournament. We're coming to you live from the Claire Gleason Gymnasium on Lonnie Cruz Court on the campus of Sterling College, where we've got a day game today between our Southeast of Saline Trojans, coming in at 4 wins and 5 losses, against the Kingman High School Eagles at 1 win and 6 losses. And last night, Southeast fell by 2 points in an excruciating, just a really tough game against Hutch Trinity. And I'm Mike Garrettson with the play-by-play. I've got Cam Garrettson on the stats, and we've got Coach Francis Flax for the color. Coach Flax, what a tough loss last night. So what do the boys have to do today, and what are the coaches thinking, and how's things going over there for our Purple Trojans?
Well, you don't know in a game like this. This is what you call the Sunshine League when you're playing in the afternoon. That means you probably lost the night before. And Kingman's in the same boat. It just depends on who comes out with energy. I think that youngsters at this age, when the ball's, not throwing up anymore, but when it's taken out and put into play, I think they forget about what happened last night and try to move onward.
Sure.
I don't know if it bothers the players as much as it bothers the coaches and the fans.
Yeah.
Because it's one that probably we think we should have won. And I'm sure Hutch Trinity, my hat's off to them. They move on. And It was just a battle of wills last night, and their will won out in the last few seconds.
Yeah, and one thing we could have mentioned there, we only shot, 5 free throws in the game last night?
Yeah, I believe it was 5 to their 20.
Yeah, and
But that means a couple things, that probably we weren't getting the penetration that they were getting, and we were fouling them around the bucket a little more, but that's the way the ball bounces.
Right, and so tonight maybe that's something for us to look to, is can we get to the foul line more often and get those free points while the clock aren't running. Those are nice points to pick up, aren't they, Coach?
They're the best ones to pick up especially if you've got a lead and you can pull away a little bit without being guarded. That's pretty heavy.
We're about 2 minutes away from our start. Tonight's starting lineup for Southeast, projected starting lineup. They'll have in the backcourt, they'll have senior Camden Spano Lund and senior Jackson Gebhardt. The big guys lining up out there tonight, Bryant Banks and Eli Sawyers, sophomore, and also sophomore Nakari Moracle Palmer. A little bit there with the numbers, Coach, on how these guys have been showing up so far this year.
Yeah, well, we got our 2 leading scorers are Gebhardt and Eli Sawyers, Jackson Gebhardt. They both average a little over 13 points a game. And it's a well-balanced team.
It really is.
I mean, Moracle Palmer, 8.4 points a game. Bryant Banks, 6 points a game. Spano Lund, 8 points a game. So it's a well-balanced starting lineup.
Right, about the same amount of points inside as outside, really, and that makes Southeast a little bit hard to defend, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think Southeast is hard to defend. But the flip side of that is sometimes it's hard for Southeast to defend. And last night, Hutch Trinity had a special player.
Right.
And, he pretty much took over last night in the waning moments of the game.
Yeah, the Hammocky kid, big left-handed kid, and just was able to drive all night long. So tonight's a good challenge for the Trojans, and to a good chance to bounce back. For the Kingman Eagles, they're going to start with Jeff Holloway and Dalton Friend, Avery Albright, Seth Crable, and Nolan Friend. Their top scorer from last night was Nolan Friend, or excuse me, coming off the bench, Mason Munns had 14 off the bench to lead the Eagles, and Nolan Friend had 12 for the Eagles. So, Coach, you were noticing that they were firing up some threes last night in their quarterfinal game.
Yeah, I watched their game against Lions, and I'll tell you what, it looked like a Southeast Trinity game because Lions bolted out to a 15-point lead, but then in the fourth quarter, it's a 2-point game, and Kingman was hitting shots from everywhere. Didn't make any difference who shot it.
Yeah, and that game really had a frenzied second half with Lions getting 21 points in the fourth quarter to hold off Kingman, who got 20 of their own in the fourth quarter, and Lions won that ball game 73-63. That puts Lions in the semifinal tonight against Hutch Trinity. And we were speaking of score by quarters. It was a pretty odd score line last night because Hutch Trinity popped 25 points against the Trojans in the first quarter. They were just hot and just hotter than the sun.
Yeah, you couldn't stop them. I don't care who they were playing against in the first quarter last night. Almost every shot they took from wherever they attempted, it went in. And that's just, that was tough for us, and we tried to match them for a while, and finally we just fell off.
And you had to admire the way that Southeast just pecked away at that lead, and even a lead that got as big as 17 points before halftime. They had it down to 10 at half, I believe. And then, well, let's see, it was 26, 10 points. It was 36-26 at half, and Southeast kept pecking away, and pretty soon, by golly, they were able to take the lead. And then, like you said, Coach, Hutch made some plays there at the end, and were able to seal a 2-point victory.
Yeah, in a game like that, you know, the ball bounces funny ways at the end, and you know, in my career, I've had a bunch of them bounce for me and a bunch of them bounce against me. So
that's
you just have to live with it.
You betcha. If you play the game long enough, you're going to wind up on each side of those outcomes. And we are ready to play it in here. Kingman gets first possession, and they feed it in. And Southeast is picking them up in a half-court man defense. Camden Spano Lund on Nolan Friend. They pass it down to the corner. Moves it out front. Mason Munns, little shot there. Eli Sawyers with the rebound. The shot was short. Spano Lund to Gebhardt, drives the baseline. Knocked out of bounds. Should be Southeast ball on the sideline. Nikari Moracle Palmer will key it in here. 0-0, just getting started at Sterling College in the Sterling Invitational. Banks into Sawyers. Eli, a little baby hook in the lane, and it's 2 points for Southeast.
It was a nice play out of bounds from the sideline.
Nolan Friend driving the lane on the left side. Little turnaround hook, and he got it to get over the rim. Ties the game at 2. Long pass to Sawyers, keeps it inbounds. And then a throwaway, turnover on Southeast. That's Munns driving, knocking the ball away, and Camden Spano Lund comes away with the loose ball. Southeast sets it up. Palmer inside to Banks. He's got a nice one off the window.
That was a good play.
Bryant Banks sealed his man, and Nakari noticed, got the pass in for 2 Trojans. 6.5 minutes to go in the first. Seth Crable shooting, and Sawyers rips down his second rebound of the game. Spano Lund, count it. They had a 3-point shooting contest here before the game, and Camden made 10 in a row in his contest and made a whole bushel full of them. So he was great.
Well, we got to make him count during game time.
He was great in warm-up, so let's see. He's 1 for 1 now in the game. Jeff Holloway having a hard time with Eli Sawyer out there.
Pretty good defense by the Trojans on that possession.
Yeah, they've shown some pretty good energy right there. Ball knocked out. Kingman will inbound underneath the basket.
Eli Sawyers almost had to steal at half court, and then there was a scramble, and we came out of that pretty good shape, knocked it out of bounds.
Good rebound there by Palmer. Spano Lund ahead to Eli Sawyers for the lay-in.
Beautiful fast break, a beautiful fast break. Outlet, one pass, bucket.
And Kingman returns the favor with Mason Munn scoring. And we're going to have a shooting foul called here. That's going to send Camden Spano Lund to the line.
You know, Mike, he has hardly been to the line this year. Isn't that amazing?
That's crazy. Only 3 for 3 on the year, and hopefully we'll come away 5 for 5 after these. There's basket number 1. Keep that 100% percentage for Camden. Trojans take a 10-4 lead now. Nice little 3-minute salvo for Southeast. Getting a good lead. There's Camden's attempt is rims out. Munns brings it up for Kingman. And they throw it away. Bryant Banks makes a nice play there. Second turnover on Kingman.
You know, we're getting good pressure on the ball out front, and it's forcing Kingman to do some things I don't think they're very comfortable with. We're putting a little pressure on them.
Making it hard for them to get into their offense. Sawyers to Palmer. Holding, looking. Spano. Sawyers inside Banks. Outside Camden. Count it. Bango. 2 for 2 from home run land for Camden Spano.
Just keep the pressure on. Good, solid man-to-man. Don't take any chances.
Once again, the defense holds. Here comes Southeast down the floor. And another bucket. 3 for 3 for Camden Spano Lund from long range. He's got 10 points. It didn't take him long to get into double figures.
Well, that's a great start.
That is a great start for Southeast of Saline. And we want to remind you of a couple of SES sponsors here. I'll try to get a few of them named throughout the night. Of course, Salina Ortho, Jeff Will Electric, Winnell Garrett's, and SalinaHomes.com. Well, Coach, Southeast of Saline's got to be pretty happy about putting 16 points on the board in 4 minutes and less.
The telltale is if we'll keep up the intensity, because all Kingman is getting is one shot, and we're taking it off the board and fast breaking almost every opportunity.
Yeah, that only one shot really makes your chances slim, doesn't it, Coach?
Yes, it does.
So, Kingman inbounds. Southeast showing some pressure there. Ooh, almost a turnover. Shot from the corner. Once again, only one shot. Drake Augustine with the board. Nice little pass. Give Eli Sawyers a nice assist, and Nakari Moracle Palmer the bucket.
Yeah, Sawyers bailed Drake out on that. That was not a very good pass, but Sawyers took care of him.
Southeast keeping up with the pressure defense. It's working. It's getting them the ball and getting them shots.
Keep them out of that on that perimeter. That's where you want to keep them. Don't let them get in that lane.
The lane was not friendly to Southeast last night. And driving, and once again, Eli Sawyers with the board, and Nakari with an easy bucket. As soon as that shot went up, Nakari took off, and Eli got him the ball. 4 points now for Nakari. Pass into Munns.
Little reach around there by Camden. He got him on the floor.
First foul on Southeast. And Camden with 10 points checks out. Jackson Gebhardt checks back in for him. We've got Jackson Gebhardt, Drake Augustine, Eli Sawyers, Eli Harris, and Nakari Moracle Palmer on the floor right now for Southeast. 20-4, Trojans off to a nice big lead here in the first. Playing pressure defense. Nice up there by Carter Helm for 2.
Looks like a foul on Kingman.
Foul on Avery Albright, his first. Just the second foul on the Kingman Eagles. Augustine inbounds to Sawyers. Kari out front in the corner. Gebhardt, he likes to drive that baseline, but the referee says you stepped out of bounds, and Kingman will take over. Third turnover on Southeast. Kingman having a hard time getting the ball in against this energized Trojan defense. Southeast imposing their will on Kingman here, making everything hard. Every bucket's a tough one for Kingman, and Southeast is getting the easy buckets.
He's got to keep up the intensity, playing good. Don't want him to do that. You can't get away from him on that three-point line.
Long range there by Tristan Davidson. That's the coach's son hitting that one from way out. And another turnover, 2 turnovers in a row. So we didn't get shots on either of those possessions. 4 turnovers for the quarter for Southeast.
Got to be careful with that. You want to get a shot every time you have a possession. You want to get a shot, and preferably a good one.
Kingman working the ball around. It's loose. Eli Harris grabs it. Starts up court, gives to Nakari. Enters a pass. Drake tried to fight City Hall there, and he got fouled. So Drake Augustine will go to the line.
Good defense by Eli Harris out there on the perimeter. Caused the turnover.
Shot by Drake, rims out. In for Southeast, we got Banks checking in for Eli Sawyers. 20-9 Southeast with Augustine on the line. Minute 44 to play in the first.
That's 3 empty possessions in a row. You got to watch that.
That's Southeast sticking with the man on the half court, going hard. Ball gets knocked away, but the ref says you got a little bit of hand there. Going to get a foul called on Eli Harris. Called on Jackson Gebhardt. I guess I saw something he didn't.
Yeah, I thought it was on Eli also, but the referee's closer to it
than
we are.
He had a different angle, so who knows? Jackson might have been trying to pick his pocket at the same time. Luke Gebhardt's now checked in for Southeast. And Southeast, the loose ball gets knocked out of bounds. Kingman will retain possession.
Keep it on the perimeter. Let them pass it out there. Just don't let them drive like they just did, and we fouled them.
Seth Crable on the drive there for Kingman, and he got fouled by Eli Harris. That's Eli's first foul, team third. 11-point lead now for the Trojans, and Crable takes it down to 10 with that first. Kingman subs in 3 guys. Try to get their guys a rest here at the end of the first quarter. Crable with his second. It banks off, and Eli Harris grabs it. Drake Augustine bringing it up. They want to run up. They want to run some offense here and get a good shot.
Yeah, Kingman went to a zone now.
A little bit of a 1-2-2.
We'll see how we attack it.
Drake Augustine launches a long one. It's off. Here comes Kingman down floor. And, oh boy, can't call that. Yeah, that basket's going to get waved off, I believe, because they grabbed the net. Yeah, they grabbed the net. Now, they didn't put the points up, did they? Okay.
No.
Okay, still 20-10. Yeah, Kingman robbed themselves of a couple of points there.
Yes, they did. It's a good break for the Trojans.
Yes. And Southeast, 25 seconds left. We'll see if they hold or run offense here. Interior pass stolen there by Mason Munns. Kingman with 10 seconds left. And good little interior bucket there by Seth Crable. Here comes Gebhardt. Last shot of the half or quarter. Oh, just rims out. And the quarter ends 20-12 Southeast. 8-point lead. The Trojans bolted out with a quick 20 points and then really several empty possessions to end the quarter, Coach Flax.
Yeah, and the thing is, and when you have empty possessions, we were getting one shot, they're coming down, and as long as we're keeping them on the perimeter, we're dominating. But they're driving on us, and then that gets us out of position, and they find the open guy, and they're scoring some easy buckets.
Yeah. So Southeast just got to do a little better job of making sure they're getting a shot each time, but you got to feel pretty good about a 20-point quarter. You do four of those, you're probably going to win most of your ball games, aren't you, Coach?
You should. You should.
And so Southeast, we talked about they haven't shot a lot of free throws, and in that quarter, unfortunately, only 1 for 4 at the line. So
yeah, you got to correct that. That's some teams are good free throw shooters, others aren't, but you got to correct that.
Yeah. So this quarter, Southeast sends out Luke Gebhardt, Jackson Gebhardt, Eli Sawyer, Bryant Banks, and Camden Spano-Lund. Camden Spano-Lund finished the quarter with 10 points. He drained 3 threes, and he hit 1 for 2 on the line. Luke Gebhardt gets it to Camden Spano-Lund. Out to Jackson Gebhardt, back to Lund, Spano. He looks. Interior pass to Banks, Gebhardt. Luke Gebhardt from Threeville, and he scores. Makes it 23-12.
Exercised a lot of patience there, threw the ball around until we found the open man.
Yeah, it was just a really nice controlled sequence. Ball gets tapped away. Banks to Luke Gebhardt. He's going to get a oh, I called it too soon. I thought we were going to get a nice bucket there, but it rolled out. And ball goes out of bounds to the Indians.
Well, that was unfortunate. We needed to get a shot. Like I said, every possession you want to at least get a shot. And Kingman ran a little clear-out play and got an easy bucket there on a layup. Jackson takes it in. Good ball movement to Camden Spano-Lund for 3. And a good steal down on the other end by Gebhardt. And he gets fouled.
There you go. Jackson.
That's what you got to do.
They're just being athletic and sneaky at the same time down there and got a nice little steal.
Well, we hope we can convert here. That'll make that possession a double possession.
Gebhardt is 46% from the line this year, so he'd like to can these two and run that number up a little higher. First one's good.
Yeah, that's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, he's
46%.
He's going to want him. He's going to want a bigger number.
Well, he's a better shooter than that.
Yeah, he is, and there he just proved it. He can 2 out of 2, and so there you go. But no, it'll go up. Ball on the floor, and Gebhardt comes away with it. Looks down. Nice pass to Eli Sawyer.
That's where you can't replace senior leadership like that. What Gebhardt did, he knew all along where Sawyer's was and didn't even look at him. Just threw it over there because he could see it with his peripheral vision and made a beautiful pass. And of course, Eli Sawyer's finished the play.
Foul on Luke Gebhardt there, and I believe that's his first. And we're up to 4 team fouls. Nakari, Miracle Palmer goes back in. Kingman looking for some offense here from Mason Munns. Last night he had 14. Pulls up, shoots off pretty bad there.
That's pretty sweet. I tell you what, the Trojans are tough when they run.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are athletic, aren't they, Coach?
Very athletic.
And Bryant Banks could have gone up with that, but hey, he says, you know what? I got a lane here. I'll pass that thing to Nakari. Nakari buries it and picks up the foul.
You know what's making that happen, though, is like you and I talked about earlier. It's one shot for Kingman, and we're on the glass and gone.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Our defensive rebounding has been outstanding today. And our free throw shooting's getting better because we just made our another one. That's 3 in a row from the line. So everything's looking up for Southeast here. Got a nice lead. Good pressure defense. Loose ball. Nakari Miracle Palmer comes away with it for Southeast. Working the perimeter, looking inside to Sawyers.
Near steal by Nakari. And here comes Kingman.
Kingman brings it down. They set up. Southeast, really good man-to-man this entire game. Energy's been there. After a tough loss last night, they've come out and shown that they want to win this game. Good drive to the bucket there by Nolan Friend.
Yeah, we overplayed a little bit and got beat on a backdoor cut.
Jackson Gebhardt drives and picks up a foul there. Seth Crable leaning in on him a little bit. That's going to be the
sixth team foul, I believe.
6th team foul on Kingman, so we'll go to the line on the next one. 33-16 Southeast. 4:56 to play here in the second. Sterling Invite, round 2. A win here puts Southeast in the 5th place game tomorrow, or excuse me, on, I guess it'd be Thursday. And we lose control of that one. And that's our 6th turnover of the game.
Yeah, they could have called the foul there. Grant Stump got kind of ran over there a little bit, but I guess
that's not a foul in the daylight. Just at night, right? Night game. Here comes Sawyers, and he takes it all the way to the rack and scores. And that is 8 points for Mr. Sawyers in this game. Sophomore. Good looking sophomore for the Trojans. And a 3-ball there by Nolan Friend. He had 12 last night. He's got 7 today for Kingman. Gebhardt calling out the play. Gets it out front to Camden. Grant sets a pick and roll down to the corner. Gebhardt on the baseline. And we get a 3-second call on Southeast of Saline. And so Kingman will take over here.
Well, that's twice Jackson's went on that baseline, and instead of doing his patented shot, he's tried to throw it out, and both times it's been a turnover.
Maybe he'll shoot next time, because he does like to take it to the hole when he gets on that baseline. And a nice rebound.
That was a nice rebound.
Yes, Nakari showing some authority on the board there. Out to Jackson Gebhardt. from 3, and you can count them. 3 for Gebhardt. Give him 5 for the game. Southeast. Oh, another little
Got
back
beat
door.
again on the back door. That's twice now that's happened in the last 3 possessions.
It's definitely something they might have to talk about, Coach. All right, here's Camden finding Nakari, looking inside to Grant, and he's got a little baby hook there, just rims out.
Got to score that, though. Score or draw the foul.
Yeah. Kingman subs in 4 guys, so you're going to see a whole new crew here.
One guy they don't take out is Nolan Friend.
Yeah, they're going to let him in there, aren't they?
They're going to keep him in the game.
Yeah.
He's a good little player.
Yep. Ball gets away, and turnover number 6 there.
And what I really like about
Kingman.
him, he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Nice player.
Yep. All right, Southeast still looks like they've gone to, they playing man or zone right here, Coach.
They're playing zone.
Okay.
Nice rebound.
Grant Stumpf with an offensive rebound, a putback, give him 2. And it gives Southeast a 40-21 lead. Those offensive rebounds are gold. And again, Nakari Moracle-Palmer on the glass defensively. Nice. Sawyer's bringing it up around the back. Knocked out of bounds. Southeast retains possession. Drake Augustine going to check in for Southeast. Also, Michael Murray checking in for Southeast, his first time in the game tonight. So it's Drake Augustine, Grant Stumpf, Nakari Moracle-Palmer, Eli Sawyers, and Michael Murray. Not a senior on the floor, Coach.
No, not a senior on the floor. Well, we got 2 minutes to go. We'll see what we can do here.
I take that back. Grant's a senior.
Yeah.
And Kingman comes down floor.
Now,
and Drake Augustine. When Nakari just really releases fast, doesn't he, Coach?
He does.
And we won't talk about that.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey.
You got to try it, man.
That's right.
He tried to dunk it and just.
He had it all but down. Didn't quite go in. He'll get the next one. Nothing wrong with trying.
He's disappointed in himself. He wanted that pretty bad.
Yeah. Doggone.
You see him put his head down,
Yeah.
shake his head a little bit.
Yeah.
Now he's looking over the bench. Somebody must have poked him with a little fun.
Yeah. When you're up 19, it's a good deal.
Yeah, that's true.
And hey, he's going to make way more of them than he's going to have bounce out on him. So
well, he's got some time to keep working on that.
Yes, he does. Good player. Dalton Friend with the free throw. It's good. 40-22 now. Michael Murray with the ball. Cross to Nakari. Nakari looks in. Eli Harris. Back to Nakari. Michael Murray to Nakari. Gives it to Eli Harris. Michael Murray for 3. Wow, look at that, Coach.
Nice offensive rebound by Palmer. He was right up there on the rim.
He slipped in there and made a really nice play. And they're going to get Nakari for a foul here on the baseline.
Little lackadaisical in getting back, and Kingman advanced the ball and took it right to the baseline.
First foul on Nakari tonight. SES by 20. That's just the 6th team foul, so they won't shoot yet. Kingman looking to try to put up some points before the half. Knocked away. Mason Munns for 3, and he gets it to go.
Was a good look there by Drake. Just a little slow on delivering it. And Kingman knocked it out of bounds.
Yep, open for a second and then just a half a second late. Nakari for 3. It's off. Kingman with the board. 38 seconds to play in the half. And again, only one shot for Kingman. Eli Sawyers picks up the loose ball, brings it down. Is he thinking? I thought he was thinking coast to coast there. Michael Murray for 3. It's off. Carter Helm brings it up for Kingman. Looks around. Oh, we had a man.
Yeah, they had that backdoor cut again, but they missed him this time.
At the buzzer, the shot by Jeff Holloway just a little short, and Southeast will go into the locker room with a 42-25 lead. Well, Coach, how do you assess the first half for Southeast?
Well, obviously, look at the scoreboard. You got to be happy with it. I think there's parts of the game that I don't like, that it seems like we get too comfortable and let off a little bit, so to speak. And I'm one of those guys that you put your foot down and go. You don't let up until they wave the white flag, and then you let up.
Yeah.
But three-point shot, I'm telling you, it's never over as long as that three-point shot is in effect.
Yeah, you're right. A three-pointer can get a team back in. All right, well, we will be back with the second half of the action here from Sterling, so stay tuned. Coach Flax and I'm Mike Garrettson. We will be back in a few minutes after they got some halftime festivities here, and for the second half of SES versus Kingman, it's 42-25 Trojans at the break. Welcome back to Sterling College and the Sterling Invitational, where Southeast Saline is ahead of the Kingman Eagles at halftime by a score of 42-25. Real quick, Camden Spano-Lund, 13 points that half for Southeast, 8 points for Nakari Moracle-Palmer, 5 for Jackson Gebhardt, 8 points for Eli Sawyer, 3 for Luke Gebhardt, and 2 for Grant Stumpf. Leading Kingman, 9 points for Nolan Friend. Well, Coach Flax, Southeast will go back out there in the third quarter, and hopefully that energy that we saw early in the first half will still be there.
Yeah, usually the first couple minutes of the second half dictate how the game should go. And, you know, the thing that's really been amazing is the rebounding.
Yes.
I mean, we're rebounding the heck out of the basketball.
Yeah, we've got them 17-4 that we're out rebounding.
That's pretty good right there.
Yeah, the Kingman's just getting able to put up one shot, and that's it. Well, there's no jump ball, but we'll be handing the ball in here. And I want to remind you, Comfort Heating and Air and Salina Septic Service do sponsor the Trojans, so be good to those folks. Kingman will bring it in, and they are heading right to left this half for the Eagles. Southeast trying to play that good aggressive D, and call there on Camden Spano-Lund for his second. That's maybe we just gave up our first offensive rebound and then our second offensive rebound of the game. Kingman getting set up here.
It's 3 on Camden. He let the guy give him a little head and shoulder fake and left his feet.
Third foul on Camden there. Nolan Friend will go to the line for Kingman. And he makes the first one and gives him 10 points for the game.
Well, we played 34 seconds and we haven't got the ball yet.
Yeah, that's rare, isn't it? Friend cans them both. And now Southeast has the ball. And Kingman showed that they wanted to play a little more pressure right off the bat. Out to Camden Spano-Lund, and he's still got the touch. 16 points now for Camden Spano-Lund. He had the touch in the pregame shooting contest, and it's still there.
And he just got his 4th foul.
Wow. Nolan Friend drove to the bucket, and Camden got his 4th foul.
Well, Kingman did exactly what they wanted to do. Twice in a row they've posted up Nolan Friend, and he takes Cam down deep into the lane and draws the fouls.
So Drake Augustine comes in to relieve Spano-Lund, who has 4. Friend on the line with 13, now 14 points to lead the Eagles. They're trying to play some pressure against us here, Coach.
Yeah, we got to be careful. They're putting a lot of pressure way out high. If we can get somebody to break to the middle and turn around, we'll have a 3-on-1.
But if you're Kingman, you probably figure, what do we got to lose? Let's play some pressure and see what happens. Get some work in. Batted out of bounds and a turnover against Southeast. So give Kingman's pressure a little credit there.
Yeah, we gotta still stay on task.
Like you say, the three-pointer's still a Kansas high school rule, so you better take care of things. Gebhardt having a hard time securing. Now he's got it. To Sawyer's, tap away, another turnover. Both teams being a little sloppy with the basketball.
Not very focused right now.
shot up, and another rebound for Kingman, and another shot. Sawyers feeds it out to Gebhardt. He'll take her in for 2.
There we go. If you get that rebound, you can go.
Yes. Yep.
But we've given up a few offensive rebounds, which I don't think we did the first half. I don't
Right.
think we give up.
Yeah, I don't think we did either. Jeff Holloway on the drive there for Kingman, and Eli Sawyer swatted it away. Kingman will keep the ball underneath. 17-point lead here for the Trojans. Yeah, you can only play with 5 this year, Coach. It's a new thing. They're trying. Kingman's got their subs settled now. They got 5 out there. Having a hard time getting the ball in. And a nice follow there by Seth Crable. Finished that one. And Eli Sawyers gets rewarded on the other end for his hustle. So Sawyers pumps in. He has got 10 points now, Sawyers. And going to be a foul called. That's going to send Avery Albright to the line.
Yeah, the kid came down the court and going about as fast as he could go and decided to spin and probably completely out of control, but we fouled him anyway.
Yeah. Kind of let him off the hook, I guess, but he missed the first free throw is the good news. So Southeast maintaining our 17-point lead. Here's the next shot by Albright, and it's good. And Kingman's going to try some of that pressure again. Drake gets it into Eli Sawyers in the corner to Gebhardt. He pumps up a 3. It's off. Sawyers got away with a nice little push off and an offensive rebound. And then Kingman gets the loose ball but walks with it. So Southeast maintains possession. We'll see what kind of play we run here on the baseline, Coach.
That's a pretty nice play.
Yep. Eli just sealed his man. And about the easiest bucket he'll get all night, isn't it? And Bryant brought a little too much contact there for the referee's liking. So, second foul there on Banks. Southeast sticking with the man pressure. Drake's all over it.
Made a little adjustment there. We took the guard off of Nolan Friend and put Macari on him. That'll make it a little tougher for.
Good interior passing there to Banks, to Drake, Augustine, and Augustine draws the foul. And
Mike, there's a case where one more pass isn't necessarily the best thing. Banks should have taken the ball up.
Yeah, he probably just had it. He had an easy one there, didn't he? And Drake misses his first free throw. Was 5 for 6 on the season. Now he's 5 for 7. He missed 2. Oh gosh. Drake's having a rough night at the line. There, he finally made one. He's 1 for 4 at the line. Now he's in. And Kingman's going to sub here. Looks like Southeast's going to pick up a little more pressure D. Make it a little hard on them maybe, or are they going to drop back?
They're going to stay up there, I think.
Yep. All right. Yep, they're going to pressure. And Drake Augustine. Those quick feet of his got him in the right spot, knocks it out of bounds.
Got to watch it here. Somebody might go long.
Yeah, coach just called a play, didn't he? We'll see what they do. Oh, they didn't. They got it out. Gebhardt on Jeff Holloway there, making his life tough out top. And they're going to call a foul here on Eli Sawyers, I believe. Yep.
They didn't call it on the first one.
Yeah.
He hit him the second time.
They catch you the second time, don't they, Coach? All right. Kingman getting the ball inside, moving it outside. And then once again, we see Makari Marco Palmer get a nice rebound, and then he took some hard contact.
He took a shot.
Yeah, he took some contact, and he needed a second to gather himself. He had a nice entry pass to Banks, back to Nakari. Just rims it out from 3.
Drake got a steal.
And to the bucket, and count it for Southeast. Drake Augustine gives him 3.
And
there's a loose
steal.
Ball. Jackson was halfway between passing and shooting.
Yeah. Well, Southeast has picked up the pace a little bit now.
Yes, the last couple of minutes we've seen some good energy here.
Yeah, they came out a little lackadaisical, but they've picked it up a little bit.
Harris for Banks, Luke Gebhardt for Jackson Gebhardt. And Michael Murray back in for Drake Augustine. So, here's Kingman. Looking inside again. Makari's got the post all covered up. They slip through. Nolan Friend.
He's a good one. He's a good player.
Yeah, he did a little slither move on the block and got through, got his easy bucket. And Southeast got tied up a little inside there. Pass goes out of bounds for a turnover.
You have to go get that pass. That pass was there. Nothing between you and the bucket, but you got to get the ball.
4 turnovers this quarter for Southeast. Jumper by Avery Albright. He's got 3 points for the Eagles. Sawyers takes it and makes it. Took it right through his man. Took it right through Dalton Friend there. And nice bucket there for Eli. Sawyers giving him 14 points, and he's at the line. Let's see, what's he shooting for the year from the line? 62.5% coming into this game. And this will be his first trip to the line, and he cans it.
You know, for a big guy, he doesn't get to the line as much as I think he should.
That's
but I think he'll grow into that a little bit.
That's definitely got to be a goal, doesn't it, Coach? Kingman getting an offensive rebound and
tie up that
tied
time.
it up. Tied up. Good defensive possession for Southeast. They come away with the ball.
Well, we got 2:45, 2:43 to go in the third. 18-point lead. Let's just maintain.
Yep. Southeast takes the timeout. Let me tell you that today's broadcast and all the broadcasts throughout the basketball season are brought to you by companies like United Capital Management, Kelly Kitchener Insurance, Commercial Tire and Oil, and Hassman Termite. So remember those folks. Hey, these companies that pitch in to make the broadcast possible, they make things a lot better for all of us at Southeast of Saline.
Well, and your local merchants are the ones that you should support anyway.
You betcha.
That's the American way.
You betcha. Our local, and we have tremendous support in the Southeast district. Good merchants and good patrons all the way around. Makes everything go good, doesn't it, Coach?
Kingman's really putting the pressure on
Yep.
up top now.
And the best thing for pressure release is to make a jumper, isn't it? Sawyers with 17 now. So Eli's got 17. Camden Spano-Lund has 16. He's been saddled with 4 fouls, so he's missed quite a few minutes. There's a long bomb by Carter Helm. Bounces off. Kingman's getting some offensive rebounds in this half. Foul call there on Eli Sawyers.
Yeah, Sawyers bumped him a little bit with the
Just
body.
his second.
Shouldn't have been a foul. Should have just been a go-on play.
Yeah. Yeah, he maintained possession through it, but Here's a first for 1-1, and he misses the first. Palmer. Gebhardt, nice pass. Michael Murray is the beneficiary.
And a steal by Murray.
Hey. Michael Murray getting a bucket and a steal within about 1 second of each other. It's a pretty good second of basketball. And a nice lob to Murray. Oh, mercy. Just missed it. Got his own rebound. Gets it out to Nakari. Luke Gebhardt. Bang. Big long three for Luke. Luke now has 6 points in the game. Both teams subbing liberally, I guess we would say.
Another steal by Murray.
Oh.
I need to turn it over.
Yeah.
He got excited.
He did. Doggone it. He was going to dribble. He was going to stop. He was going to do it both at the same time. 1:31 to go. Southeast with a 64-39 lead. Lots of subs. For Southeast, it's Eli Harris, Eli Sawyers, Michael Murray. Luke Gebhardt, Jackson Gebhardt are the 5. All knocked away. Michael Murray, those quick hands coming in handy right there. Jackson setting her up in the corner. Luke all the way across to Murray. Sawyers skips it to Gebhardt. Murray wanted to fight City Hall there for a little bit, but
he
ball
drew
gets
the
knocked
foul.
out. Second foul on Davidson. Team 4th. Southeast maintains possession. Harris looks in. Gebhardt dribbles, keeps his dribble hot, gets it to his bro Luke, and he cans it, just like they do in the driveway at home. It's easy, Coach.
But I bet you Jackson don't pass it to him in the driveway.
Every once in a while, Mom steps out there and says, hey,
Yeah.
you pass the ball to the other boys too. Foul there on Michael Murray, be a 2-shot foul. And let's see, to the line is going to be Dalton Friend for Kingman. He's got 1 tonight and misses his first. He thought it was a 1-on-1. He was going to get an easy bucket.
That's the old Bobby Knight rule. When you shoot it, you go rebound.
Hey,
You don't have anybody rebound it for you.
there you go. If you want a job done, do it yourself, right? Dalton Friend on Eli Sawyer's out there. Eli Sawyer's big guy, handles the ball pretty darn well, doesn't he, Coach?
Oh, that was a nice backdoor cut by Luke. Was that Eli Harris that found him?
I think so. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a nice pass.
And Luke's going to get 2 free throws. Luke Gebhardt's got 9, and that's
There's
10.
Good for him.
And that's a career high. His previous career high was 5, so he's crushing it. And he's got 11 now. Luke Gebhardt putting together a nice line. There's a forced mistake right there by the Trojans. That pressure. And Southeast to Saline's going to call a timeout. So Southeast leading 69-40, about 20 seconds to go in the third. Coach?
Well, we're going to practice something right here. That's why that timeout was called.
There you go.
We're going to set up a play when we come out of this timeout.
Because there'll be another game where you need a side out of bounds play. And by golly, you can work on it right here. A couple more sponsors I want to mention. Elite Paintball, The Appliance Center, Exit 14, and K4 Garage. K4 Garage, they like to say if it has oil in it, they can change it.
Well, we go into this last 19.7 of the third, and then we're going to be on the home stretch and see what happens in the fourth.
You betcha.
It looks to me like that we should have this one in hand. Now let's just play basketball the way it should be played.
Yep. You just want to see good fundamental basketball out there for 8 more minutes and 19.7 seconds. And that will take Southeast into the Friday fifth place game. I can't tell you who their opponent will be at this point.
No way to know yet.
Yeah, because they're going to have to wait for the Thursday 4 o'clock game.
Right.
But Southeast will play here at Sterling College. I take that back. They'll play at Sterling High School at 4:45 on Friday. 4:45 on Friday. Not sure where the girls will be at that point in time. Anyway, the boys are back on the floor. They're moving it around, running that play they called. And Sawyers hits a bucket at the buzzer. I don't know if that's how they drew it up, but by golly, that ball went in.
Yeah, the ball went in. It's like we're going to get some new players in the game here to start this fourth quarter.
That gave Sawyers 19 points. And so Southeast 71. Pretty nice total here. We've got a shot here to walk out of here with a pretty big number, depending on how fast this quarter gets played.
Well, we've got a big number right now for 3 quarters.
Yeah. Yep. 71 points in 3 quarters. That's the offense has been, and like you said early, it was our rebounding. You know, when the other team only gets 1 shot, there's a lot of possessions in the game that are yours.
Yeah, you get a lot of extra possessions. They're going to run the clock, I think.
Yeah, I think they're gonna ask Kingman if it's okay with them if the clock runs.
I think Kingman asked that, I believe.
Yeah, and Kingman
that's
says,
okay.
Let's run the clock. Sure.
That's okay.
Sure. Both teams will get 1 more game in this tournament. And
that's a good thing about the tournament like this. You play it all the way out. Everybody gets 3 games.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Kingman will take over. 71-40, 8 minutes to go. And you're listening on the KINA network. We're happy to host the Salina Post basketball here. And that was Nolan Friend again, putting together a pretty nice night. He's got 16.
Come on,
into
Banks.
Banks. Yes, we wanted to see Bryant Banks get that ball and go hard to the glass. He got fouled. So
he's
Banks,
had that a couple times tonight, but instead of shooting it, he tries to pass it off.
Yeah, he's been a passer tonight, hasn't he?
He's been a passer all year. He needs to muscle up and go to the bucket.
All right. I'll text him that if you want me to, Coach, because I think that's pretty good advice. So Bryant makes the first free throw, and he makes the second.
Well, I think it's only a matter of a few minutes, and you're going to see a wholesale change in the lineup.
Yeah. Yep. There's Banks making a steal ahead to Eli Sawyers. And Jackson Gebhardt he tried to do some pickpocketing there. What is that word? Pickpocket? Yeah.
Well,
the guys you got to watch out for, like Gebhardt. He's dangerous out there.
It's called a steal.
Yeah, okay. But he's a sneaky guy out there. You know, he'll come up from behind, and then he's quick enough to get around either side of you. So he's
playing the referee right now. He thinks that 25 was interfering there a little bit.
He was interfering with a man's attempt to steal. Legal larceny. Eli Sawyer brings down another board, brings it down. Eli likes to handle it, Coach.
Yeah, he does, and that's okay.
Yeah, he's not shy about it. Going up against Nakari.
Who's going to win this race?
Hey, Nakari Moracle Palmer, that's who. Nakari gets a bucket. And that gives Nakari 11 points today for the Trojans.
Here we go. Now we get the guys that put in all the work in practice.
Yeah,
They get it.
you betcha. Shot off. Bucket there. Avery Albright with that bucket for Kingman. Gives him 6 points. Sawyers answers, scores, and he'll end up with 21 tonight. And he's headed to the bench. And Coach Bryson Flax making some wholesale subs. A 30-second timeout. Good time for me to remind you about some more of our sponsors like Suburban Appliance, Roselawn Memorial, Merry Maids, and Frisbee Construction. All of them helping us out to put the game on Salina Post.
Well, your hats has to go off to those sponsors. They keep the spirit going in
You betcha.
the local school, and that's what it's all about.
You betcha. We need, you know, I remember when we did the football game, Keisha made KINA pay like $250 to broadcast the football game, the Final 8 football game. So there's always hidden costs in places. So those sponsors really help us out on things like this. Here comes a run out for number 20, Avery Albright. He gets his bucket. Southeast, a couple of subs out there. Drew Richardson, Michael Murray, Grant Stumpf, Caden Isaacson, and Luke Gebhardt are the 5 on the floor. Inside. Ball gets knocked away, loose. Luke's on the floor and going to pick up a foul on Luke Gebhardt. It's going to be team foul number 10. So they'll probably pick up 2 here. And Kingman calls a quick timeout so that the clock doesn't run during the free throw. Probably just a quick timeout. So next, Southeast plays. So you got 2 practices, Coach. So what are you working on in practice tomorrow and Thursday before your Friday game?
Well, tomorrow you're going to go in, loosen up, shoot, do some shooting drills, and probably just have a skull session, is what I used to call them, you know. And don't keep them long. Take them home, let them go home, and the next day you'll know who you're going to play.
Right.
And then you kind of prepare for that a little bit, and you come and play. This is what this week's all about, man. You don't have to practice much. You get a lot of your experience right here live on the court.
And Southeast got a pretty experienced team, so.
Yeah, they do. We need to get a couple more of the reserves that have to come on a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Grant Stumpf looking, turning. Jeff Holloway on the steal. He's moving the ball down the floor. Three-point attempt there. Goes wild. Grant grabs it. Luke finds Caden in the corner.
Caden wanted that one.
Yeah, I wanted him to take it. Passed in. Grant had a guy hanging on him and gets knocked out of bounds. About 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in Sterling. Next game here, I think, is Hugoton and Smoky Valley.
I believe that's right. It should be an all right game. Hugoton's pretty good.
I think so. Murray looked at it. Probably wishes he would have taken it. Oh, Luke Gebhardt blocked, but they called the foul with the body there.
Yeah, he went into him with the body. He had his hand out there and blocked the ball, but he definitely crashed into him.
Yep. 3rd foul on Luke. Luke with 11 tonight for Southeast. Nice game for him.
Well, and he played well in the first half when he was in there,
yes,
too.
Yes, he did.
With the quote big boys.
Yes, he did. Yep. He knocked in a couple of threes in the second quarter. Free throw up a little short. Luke Gebhardt grabs the rebound. Finds Grant Stumpf on the block. Grant, oh, just rims out. Albright driving. And we got a held ball there. And it's possession to Kingman. Or excuse me, to Southeast. Drew Richardson brings it in. Battling Carter Helm up the floor. Drew gets it in, driving. Finds Luke Gebhardt.
I want to see him find Caden and let him shoot one in.
Yeah. Caden had one the other day. Oh, one extra step there for Caden. He got stuck.
It could have been a held ball. They really had the hand on top of the ball, and he went right back down to him, and he had no choice but to walk.
Yeah. Shot there. Michael Murray on the rebound, and
the thing is about Kingman, last night they were hitting those three-pointers.
Yeah.
And tonight they're not hitting them.
Right.
They hit 10 out of 21 last night against Lions.
Yeah.
And probably about 4 out of 21 today.
Yeah. Yep. Tough day for them. Southeast's pressure and athleticism just pretty much took them out of their game. Michael Murray drops that free throw in. He's got 3 points, shooting for his 4th right here. And Michael cans it. We're in the final minute of the game here. Kingman. Everybody wants to get a bucket now.
Don't foul.
Looks like Carter Helm will go to the, number 10.
I don't see him on the book here.
Number 10. That's that one of your relatives there, Coach Flax? You got a lot of relatives all over Kansas.
I don't recognize him.
We don't have. I don't have him on my score sheet. But number 10 just made a bucket. So there you go. He doesn't have me on his score sheet either. Ooh, Caden and one of the Kingman kids had a pretty good collision there. Caden Isaacson's a pretty solid kid.
Well, that's a bounce back game.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good bounce back.
It is, and Southeast got to feel pretty good because they brought the energy, and they didn't look like, oh shucks, woe is us, we're in the losers bracket because we had a tough loss last night. They just went out there and they played basketball. They looked athletic. They looked like they were sharing the ball really well.
Well, we talked on the way. You never know how they're going to come out. Like I said, it probably hurts the coaches and the fans losing last night more than it hurt the players. And once that ball was thrown in, you didn't see any effects lingering from last night's loss.
Yeah, I think Southeast has to be pretty happy. Puts them back to 500 now for the year, Coach, 5-5, and hopefully be the last time they'll be 500. It's all up from here. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Salina Post edition from the Sterling Invitational. Coach Francis Flax, we thank you for joining us. I had Cam Garrettson here for my stats. I'm Mike Garrettson. Nice talking to you, seeing y'all, and let's continue the good year we're having. Southeast boys and girls basketball, and we got some wrestlers who are doing really outstanding. If you get a chance to, you can always watch them online. Matthew Rodriguez is the #1 wrestler in the state right now at 170, and we got a couple other kids that probably going to break into the rankings too. So do what you can to support our kids and our programs, and happy sailing here from Sterling College.
Thank you, Mike, and everybody enjoy the evening.